Tonight is a celebration of Pride. Pride is always a time for me to reflect on where I am on my journey. I came out in 2019, so I'm no longer considered to be a baby gay, which was brutally pointed out to me when a 23-year-old twink told me I looked good for my age. My first Pride was fun but overwhelming and ended in tears because I ran into my ex-girlfriend's best friend. What's so funny? That I had an ex-girlfriend? Sexualized the spectrum. And to be fair, every Pride of mine ends in tears. It's mostly because they come down from all the molly. So where am I in my life? Well, a week or so ago, a guy came up to me at 4 a.m. as the lights went on at Playhouse. Let's take a moment to acknowledge how dark that sentence was. Why me? Well, my shirt was off and I was so drunk I could only keep one eye open, so. After he bought me the grossest slice of pizza ever, I took him back to my place, he took off my clothes, and then proceeded to lick me. I'll clarify. We kissed a little, but mostly he just licked. Head to toe, front to back. At one point he had my dick in his hands and just licked around it. So close. So close. I don't know if you all know this, but you are looking at the most popular third on the West Side. Hello, couples. Yes, I won that award. The Hollywood Reporter wrote that I am the versatile talent of our time. While a Variety critic said, quote, "What a slut." It was an honor just to be nominated, but I'd like to thank the Academy for recognizing my body of work. The last threesome I had was with a couple named Peter. Yes, they were both named Peter. It made it easier for me. Remembering names is the hard part. I met them at the Eagle. Apparently, I went to high school with Bottom Peter. I didn't remember him. He wasn't hot back then. And as the lights came on at 4 a.m., are you seeing a pattern? Top Peter invited me back to their place, which ended up being a block away from my apartment. I'm a sucker for convenience. And, you know, as the sun came up, I found myself in a Peter sandwich. Delicious. You know, I've been thinking a lot about what I want out of life, what's important. And I had this realization when a very good friend of mine was blowing me. As my best friend was making out with his husband in the other room. I want to get married one day. I want a husband to make a home with, to raise kids with, and to have single friends we occasionally hook up with. And the thing is, I have been trying to find the one. In fact, funny enough, the 3 boys who I dated are all here tonight. Coincidentally, each of them ended our respective relationships. So Lexa.
Yes, Lucas.
What do we do to boys who hurt us?
You suck their dick? No. We roast them.
Yes, we do. Pit roast them?
You and me, baby, I think we could do it.
Okay. Bye, Lexa.
Goodbye.
3 boys. 1 for 6 months, 1 for just a month, and the other, let's go with 2. The first one, we moved slower than Dianne Feinstein. Consistent dating for 6 months with no labels. He wasn't ready until he ended it while I was secretly wearing a jockstrap. Thought it'd be a fun surprise, ended up being the second worst moment of my life in a jockstrap. Turned out he was ready for labels, but with someone else. We tried building a friendship, which got easier when the guy he left me for turned out to be a toxic mess. Oh, I won! I won! I won! Sorry, a little bit sick. We had some ups and downs. We started hooking up again, acted like boyfriends occasionally. And then, in a twist everyone saw coming but me, he met someone else. I'm happy to say, though, we are now very good friends. Just friends, right? Did they say third? Nope, just friends. We are just friends, and I'm good with that. The second guy was only for a month, but it was so emotionally intense that after our second date, I submitted our future child for interview at a prestigious New York City preschool. We exchanged gay literature. He sent me a book first. And after a month, we finally got naked. Oh my God, seriously, Nicolas Cage had an easier time trying to steal the Declaration of Independence than I had getting into his pants. And then a few days later, after I thought it was a really fun time, he ended it. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have bitten him, but blame the first guy because he's the one that made me a biter. Last but not least is the third guy. We may not have had as deep conversations as I had with the others, but all I know is that after our first date, he had me for dessert on my couch. There you go. This one was more casual, but not without romance. One time we were making out passionately at a bar, not caring who saw us, until he had to step out because his dealer was nearby and needed to buy drugs for the weekend. Chivalry is not dead. He ended up calling it off because he's now in a committed relationship with a boy who lives 9,526.02 miles away. That is not an exaggeration. That's how far Singapore is from New York. Lucas, a long distance. We have an answer. I truly do care for those two boys, seriously, because they all impacted me in different ways. I mean, the last one almost gave me scabies. So when you have a scabies scare, that forces some personal reflection. But the truth is, I never needed any of them to fill a hole in me. Well, holes may have been filled. But I mean metaphorically. When I came out, I made a promise to myself that I was going to live honestly and without shame. And that's what tonight's show is for. Tonight is a celebration of who we are. Yes. Of who we are. No matter how many times you contracted oral gonorrhea. Twice. It's nothing that a shot and a pill can't fix. So let's celebrate our culture, our comedy, and our crazy city that we all live in, because we truly, and I mean this literally, have an amazing show for you tonight. You've already seen an all-star trio of drag performers. Thank you, Nick Gaga, Martier, and Frida Kahlo. Truly, it means the world that they've performed on this show. Buckle up, because the ride over, on, through, inside out this rainbow continues. He co-hosts Boys Club, the podcast, and the show at Club Coming. Please welcome to the stage, Nico Carne!